Okay, so as you guys can see, this is very, very crusty and everything. A wire brush might not actually cut this. So we're gonna do some science. We're gonna do electrolysis to actually remove this rust. And it's pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna try with this piece here, and then I might do this one. I don't think I'm gonna do the actual caliper because of the rubbers and everything else. I'll have a think about it. But either way, we're gonna do a little bit of electrolysis with this to see how good it actually removes the rust. So let me just set this up and show you guys how it's done. Okay, so we are now ready. This is what you need to do electrolysis. You need a container to hold water. You need water, preferably distilled water, which you can get from a humidifier. I got loads of it. Sodium carbonate or washing soda, some wires, sacrificial metal, and I'm gonna get that in a bit, and the part that you actually want to derust. So this is how we're gonna do it. We're going to put the sodium carbonate inside the water. So the idea is to put 3/4 of a cup for each gallon of water, which means roughly, because I got like 10-11 liters, 400 grams of the sodium carbonate. This is to help with the conductivity. I actually just needs to stir this. I'm gonna use this. And then we're going to use what we call the sacrificial metal. Now, what do I mean by sacrificial metal? These are going to act as anodes. As you can see, I did a little cut. I'm going to make a little tab so that they just don't fall out. So I'm going to put these ones just here. And once I dunk the part and the process starts, all the rust is actually going to be attracted to these pieces of metal. So these are sacrificial because it will get to a point where they will just outright be useless. You got this little piece of metal that's going to go here. I'm going to get some copper wire and wrap it around the part, dunk it in, and then I'm going to connect using one of these universal adapters. You can also use a car battery, but I'm going to use this because it's a bit safer. To have 12 volts of electricity, 6 or 12. Positive goes here, negative goes here, which then connects to the part. And then that's it, then we wait. So let me just put the camera a little bit more steady because I'll need 2 hands for this. And as you can see, this water bubbling right there it means that the process is working. Now we just gonna leave it like this for like 3 hours and see how it's gonna go.
One eternity later.
Right. So I decided to leave this for 24 hours actually, and as you can see, the sacrificial node is gunked as hell, and the part has a really interesting shine to it. And I say shine is it's dirty as hell as well. So what I want to do is I'm going to turn this off, pull it out to show you guys how it is. See if I can do this with one hand. Okay, so just take all of these things out. So it's all flaky, the rest is all here. It's very interesting, isn't it? Now let's look at the part. I know that this needs then now to be washed and scrubbed. See if I can get this to the light. Okay. So I'm going to give it a proper wash, a proper scrub, and then we'll see if the process worked or not. So stay tuned. Alright, so here it is after being washed and scrubbed, and I'm a bit disappointed. Like this side actually doesn't look that bad at all. It was very crusty and crunchy. So yeah, it does have some results, but for example in these areas here, or even here, it's still a lot of rust on it still. You can see in this area in comparison, I'm not sure if the light's going to be good, that actually starts peeling off like the rust. So it means it does work, and the best example is going to be here. This area is completely clean, but then I still have some of it. What I am going to do though, so look at this area here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this, I'm going to prepare another solution, and I'm going to give it a try again for another 24 hours and then see how this goes. Or maybe if I can complement this with a little bit of wire brushing, just to clear off this area here, because this area is the worst here. Everything else now that it's actually drying is starting to look pretty good, to be honest. So I retract my statement of being disappointed. I'm actually not disappointed with this at all. Yeah, maybe a second dunk, and this will be better, because this is just dirty. Look at this. And if you look here, look at all the deposits. So yeah, I want to prepare a second batch, and then we'll see how this goes. And one of the things also I forgot to mention is that the advantages of electrolysis is it doesn't destroy the rubber. So the rubber is absolutely fine here, meaning that I can actually put other pieces, like for example this entire brake caliper, because electrolysis is not just for us, it will also remove paint if there's rust underneath it. So see if I can actually remove the paint here, because I want to paint these calipers and stuff. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. All right, yeah, let's get to it.
A few moments later.
So I've been doing some reading about this, and I figured out a few things I was doing wrong. One is I had way too much sodium carbonate. The second part of it was I actually need to clean the sacrificial nodes often. And the third bit that I was doing wrong, two of them actually. Another thing that I was doing wrong is copper wire is not the best to use, but I don't have any metal wire with me. And the reason that copper wire is not usually recommended is that it kind of leaves heavy metals in the actual liquid, and that is not that great. And I didn't left this enough. So the whole concept is you put it in the water and let it do the electrolysis, And if there are still bubbles on it, it means that the process is not done. You should only remove it once there's no more bubbles. That means that there's no more rust. So what I'm going to do is, and also another thing you can do on electrolysis, you can actually reuse the water. It's absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save all the impurities from here, and then just do it all over again. All right, so second try, and I'll come back in a few hours to see how this goes. As you can see, I'm reusing the water, and as you can see here by the bubbles over there, it means it's already working. So just see how it goes now. We're now at 3.5 days of the solution, of the part in the solution, and you can still see some bubbles, so it's still working, but I'm gonna take it off anyway. I think I need to get a stronger power source. The one I have is 12 volts, but it might not have the right amperage. But either way, I want to remove the part, clean as much as I can, and see where we're at. What I find the most interesting in this is the gunk that gets attached to these sacrificial anodes. Just look at that. Nasty, nasty stuff. And now the moment of truth. Just shake this up a little bit just so I can loosen up. It doesn't look that bad actually. So now what I need to do is I need to wash these, like scrub these, because as you can see, the actual crusted stuff, it does actually come off. Here's a good example. This bit here. Will it come off? Maybe with a little bit of a wire brush. So alright, so I'm gonna take this inside because it's freaking cold in here, and I'm gonna wash this as much as I can, and I should end up with a black part. So I'll come back when this is all nice and dry. And here it is, completely dried out. Oh, I like the color of it. Not a speck of rust. As you can see here, this is what's called, it's already like rusting. This is called like flash rusting. That tends to happen after electrolysis. See here? Now, the solution to combat that is to either paint this now or oil it. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to apply a coat of paint, and now we'll see how this goes. Okay, so it's painted now. Just need to let it dry and move on to the next one.